puffy. Excuse me. And be careful of the components on the board. That's the fan that exploded. That is no longer connected. Anyways, onto the battery, which is indeed puffy. I'm just going to use my fingernail for this. Take this guy off. I'm actually going to put this on the new battery because it was on the original. There we go. Now I need a plastic tool. Do I have any plastic tools? I do not. So we're going to do this the very easy and careful way, because Nubia is usually really good about not using crazy adhesive. Now I'm not slicing, I'm not poking, I'm prying. You know what, I got some isopropyl here, let me just use that. Isopropyl will eat away at the adhesive. This is not something you would normally do, but I am a trained professional. And like I said, I'm prying. I'm not applying a whole hell of a lot of pressure. Just enough to make it want to give up. You can actually see it separating a little bit there. And I can actually look really close. You can actually see the adhesive kind of giving up. And like also, ZTE is usually pretty good about using some light adhesive, so I'm not too worried about it. And again, I'm not slicing or doing anything crazy like that. At most, I'm bending the battery, which is a bad battery anyway, so shouldn't hurt it. Let me get a little bit more ISO in there. It actually seems to be coming up pretty easily for the most part. And as I said, I'm just kind of keeping pressure on it, trying to let the adhesive do its thing and let go. Just coaxing it a bit, trying not to bend any other components, because the back actually comes off of this phone, so everything is technically mounted to a frame in the screen. There we go. There's a piece of adhesive in the middle, and there's probably only one more piece along the edge. It's just a little gentle pressure. And again, I'm not really pulling at this, I'm just keeping pressure on it so the adhesive gives up. And any place that it's not, I'm trying to kind of coax it into sticking to the phone, because it's easier to come off the battery than it is to come off the frame of the phone. is getting through that. That was the battery, not the screen. And there we go. Old battery out. And yeah, it's not terribly puffy, but you can kind of hear it. Shouldn't make that sound. Alright, anyways, on to the new one. I feel okay reusing that piece of adhesive, and I wish they would give you some double-sided adhesive with these, but I believe I have some that is suitable. Albeit overkill. Might have to go to this. Let's see. Yep, looks like I'm going to have to get in my craft box for that. Okay, I'll be right back. Focus. Alright, I'm back. Now, I know it's extreme overkill, but this is the only double-sided tape that I have. I would normally use something like a red tape, which is a bit of a lighter adhesive. But it's all I have on hand, so I'm going to have to go with it. The idea being that the next time that I replace this battery is probably going to be before I replace the phone itself. Now, the backing on this stuff is notoriously hard to get off. You have to go quick. Try it on this end. Might have gotten it. I've got a bubble in it. I should be able to work with that. Yep. Thing is, this stuff is so sticky that it sticks to the backing and it's hard to get off. So anyway, before sticking that down, what I'm going to do, first of all, double check that connector, make sure it looks good. Go ahead and plop down the connector only, and without setting it down, press and hold the power button, which is this one, and make sure it turns on, which it does. Alright, so we're golden there. Don't have to wait for it to start up or anything. That's kind of a time killer. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this put in. Again, I'm going to reconnect this. I just wanted to quickly shut it off, that's all. Make sure that's nice and on there. Make sure that this is out of the way. Make sure this fits all the way in the bottom. Size it up with my fingers. Put down this little graphite pad. Make sure this ribbon is nice and flat. And we are ready for reassembly. It's that easy. Anyways, let's put this plate back on here. And there's just 2 Phillips 000 screws holding that plate on. Get those back in there. Make sure this is nice and firmly pressed down. That ain't going nowhere. Okay, now the tricky bit. I've got the pogo pin connectors here, which don't need to be connected yet. But this is for the RGB. LGB. Nice. Anyways, we just plug this guy back in. Take this little cover, slip it under that plate, and again a little Phillips 000, nothing crazy. Unless I don't put it back on, right? Swear I'm more accurate with tweezers than I am my own fingers sometimes. Put that there, get that, put that there, get that. Put that screw into the hole. And tighten her down. And then this one just connects by itself. It doesn't actually have a cover because it's not important. Come on, get in there. I don't even know why I'm reconnecting this one. I never used this thing on the side, whatever it is. It's made for some gaming-centric accessories, but I never use them. And then just slide in the top. I always want to make sure the top is on first on this one because it has like the headphone jack and everything. And we just kind of press her back together. My screen is no longer poofy. Battery seems good. Let me go ahead and get the two T2 screws back in the bottom, and this is done. I'm going to go ahead and have it start up while I'm putting those in. Now, the main thing to check with a battery replacement is always going to be that, does it charge? And, wait, what does that say? Oh, okay, so normally if you get a battery, it would come in at 50% or so charge, but it looks like this one's at 10, so I'm not horribly concerned about that. But yeah, all set. That was maybe about 13 minutes or so. So yeah, all done. Ready to go. Later.